Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the weekly Monday Motivation Podcast. No more excuses. I am your host, Sandi Ballard, the badass business coach. Thanks for being here, for listening, for sharing the podcast and video with others. Hopefully, you've subscribed to my YouTube channel so you can just get it automatically sent to you, get notified, right? Or if you're listening on another platform, I'd love to hear from you. Email me, Sandi at sandiballard.com, or direct message me wherever you're hearing or seeing this. I'd love to know what platform's your favorite, but also where? Where are you listening? 95 countries. Come on, let's make it 96, right? So anyway, thanks again for being here. It's been kind of a crazy time for me, and because I'm changing things around again, new scheduling platform, new website platform, and a new community platform for my women's group. Sorry, guys. Sorry, dudes. For the Taboo Tribe, the women's group, and it's just been, why I did it all at once is because it just made sense. But I can just get a little overwhelmed, but it's more of overthinking, trying to think through, think around, think over things. How do we want this to be? How do the people who are looking at it and viewing it and giving me feedback want it? Trying to think of all the things, playing devil's advocate with yourself, because I do that best with my clients. But it's just last week, the last couple weeks really, but mainly last week when I'm really getting ready to do an official launch for the women's group. I've put my website on hold, haven't really gotten everything up and running with the scheduling platform. And yes, is it a good use of my time? Some of the things are, some aren't. But yeah, thinking through that too. It's just like, oh, it's lots of thinking. Lots of thinking. Yes, my head was hurting a lot last week. And so that made me think, okay, let's talk about overthinking, because I think a lot of us, there's a lot of thinking. I feel a lot of us overthink a lot of things, right? It doesn't matter what it is. If it's something personal, it's something professional, you know, what's going on in your mind? What are the options? That for me with the platforms, and I did this years ago when I created the new platform previously, or when I switched platforms previously. It's like, okay, I had giant post-it notes all over the place, with notes comparing one platform to another, comparing the options. What do you get? What does one have and what's the other? How does it look from the user experience? How is it on the inside, from the back end, from my experience, and all that? So you can just get so overwhelmed by overthinking things. And that damn support area, that help area, I've got 17 tabs open. No lie. I should share my screen and show you. Actually, I literally have two windows and each is dedicated to a different platform. Um, but it's like, oh, we have great videos. We have great, instructional videos, and just, written instructions on how to set it up. Here's what happens if you set it up this way. Here's what happens if you set it up this way. It's like, I don't know. And then I did it one way, and it didn't let me do an option I wanted, that was important to me. So I had to switch it. And then when I switched it, I couldn't undo it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? And, then even Google searches, if it's something personal, whatever you want to get into, even education wise, say personally, you don't like your job and you want to look at a different job, which platform? And I don't even know what's out there anymore. There's Indeed, there's LinkedIn, there's all the places you can post your resume. You post them all. Where do you look for jobs? You can actually post stuff on Fiverr and Upwork, to try to find work and to offer your services. It's just nuts. There's just almost so much out there, just like marketing messages. There's so many. Sometimes you just shut it down because you get overwhelmed with it. Well, the overthinking of something that you're working on, or something that you need to do, even say buying a house or looking for a place to rent, you can overthink what is going on with all of that, where to look, where to find a place, how much you want to pay, what things do you want in a place where you want to live? What cars? Oh my gosh, we got a car last October, and it was just overthinking. What do we want for this or that? What kind of options do we want? You know, overthinking leads to overwhelm. And then what do? Tend to shut down and do nothing. So by talking about overthinking, I hope we can think a little less, think more proactively about what to do to shut it down, to stop. And so actually, I'd like to know from you, what do you do when you get into that issue, when you start overthinking something, right? Do you make a big list like I did previously? Maybe you whiteboard it, maybe you get the giant post-it notes, maybe you just make notes and compare. um, what do you do? How do you work through it? Do you talk it out with somebody? I would love to talk it out with somebody, but the support staff is only through email. Little driving me a little batshit crazy, and I'm sure I'm driving them batshit crazy. Um, Talking through getting feedback from other people is great. What really helped me just kind of shut it down and just let it go was, you know, walk away. Yeah, work on something else. Tried to work on something else, but the problem is the three main things I have to work on are all, I'm overthinking everything because they're all new, right? I guess great time to do everything new. But I just walked away. I literally couldn't just work on something else. I got up, and if you have the option and the opportunity to where you can take a walk or go work out, go on a bike, go for a drive, go shop, go do something, get out of your space so you can get out of your head. That is probably the most effective way. Just shut it down, get distracted, call someone, go watch a movie, do something that shuts your brain off from thinking. I used to watch Criminal Minds when I had a lot of things going on, and um, I just wanted to shut down at night. I used to watch Criminal Minds. And why? Because people would ask me, why do you watch that disgusting show or that really freaky show? It's like, because it made me pay attention to something else. You can't just watch Criminal Minds and not pay attention. You have to pay attention because of what's going on. So I love that. And I've done it a little bit here and there, but just watching something. So, go watch a favorite movie or go do something, anything that you can do to distract your mind from what it is that you're overthinking is fantastic. Yeah, like I said, I went for a walk. I walked to yoga. And so I had that 20 minutes of a walk, and then I had that hour of yoga. And actually, it didn't just clear my mind, it helped different ideas. It helped me kind of prioritize and think more clearly so I could make decisions. And I was like, whew, okay. So now on the 20-minute walk back, I was actually emailing myself the thoughts and ideas that I have. So, you know, it happens to everyone. Happened to me. It's happened to me multiple times. But, a little bit of it is self-inflicted because I'm doing it all at once, you know. But like I said, do something different. Find something to distract you. So yeah, I'd love to hear from you. What do you get caught up with overthinking? What's causing you to overthink? What are you doing that you're overthinking? Is it something like what I'm doing, switching platforms, trying to find a new way to do something more proactively, easier? It could be, you're an engineer. I'm surrounded by a lot of people who do a lot of rocket shit, as they say around here. And I can imagine my dad's an engineer. The man Candy's an architect. There's a lot of those times when you're just being creative and you're overthinking it because you're trying to make a decision, but there are options. There's so many options coming at you that you try this, try this, try this. Yes. So, besides walking away so you can actually clear your brain, then turn on and make that list of, like I emailed myself, okay, here's what I'm going to do with X, Y, and Z. All right. So then I was just able to get back here and go, okay, do this, do that, and this should happen. I'll report back on that. So, yeah, again, today just about what I went through mostly last week, but the last couple of weeks of really comparing new platforms and new ways of doing things to help you and help me. So help me on the back end, hopefully help you get a better experience with whether it's scheduling with me, whether it's listening to these podcasts, whether it's investing in you and your personal and professional growth, especially if you're a woman and you want to join the Taboo Tribe. It is, check it out, tabootribe.com. Check it out. Let me know what you think. All right. I look forward to hearing from you and in your ways of what you've done to help you stop overthinking. Like I said, for me, I walked away. I didn't just work on something else, I walked away from it. I just distracted myself with yoga class and the beauty of the beach. And then once I had a clear head, I prioritized my steps. Seems pretty easy now, doesn't it? But yeah, when you're in it, when you're in the hot mess, when you're in that shit show in your head, you can't think clearly. You can't get to that next step. What do they say? It's hard seeing the forest through the trees, right? Because everything's right in front of you. So, yes. So take the time to take a mental break and then take steps forward and do amazingly badass things. All right. I look forward to hearing from you. Check out my website. It's in progress as well, badassbusiness.coach. And again, ladies or gentlemen, if you know of women who'd like to be part of a global community, tabootribe.com. I'd love feedback. And no, guys, if you try to join, I'll kick your ass right out of there. So don't even think about it. But I do look forward to hearing from you on what you do to stop being overwhelmed. All right. Have a great week. Cheers.